This is a road test for a Honda Accord. This is a 2.2 DTEC diesel tourer. It's the ES model and it's automatic. Car is registered, if I can have a look, just make sure so I can see it from the outside. SK59LFJ. Mileage at the start of this brief road test is 65,699 miles. The reason we do these road test videos is basically for people who may be coming from a long way away. We're selling now to people from all over the near continent and the extremes of the UK. Clearly, if people are going to invest time, energy and money, we want you to be able to see the car in operation and give you the confidence to know you can set off on a journey to us. No, there's no issues with the car, or if there's any issues I can tell you about them through my experience. I'll also be doing the road test on the roads just outside our business, where you'll be road testing the vehicle yourself. What I try and do in the video is basically do exactly the same as you'll do yourself, and that's just to kind of mimic a kind of mini road test that you'll do. Starting with the engine, very well serviced car, must point that out straight away. Engine starts first turn of the key, settles to a very quiet, very subdued idle, very even idle, no vibrations, noises that shouldn't be there. Pulls very well, very sweet revving engines, these DTECs. Lost a lot of the kind of the sort of low RPM kind of clatter and whines that the earlier diesel engine had. The CTDI engine, which is a great engine in its own right, but just it had a slightly harsher resonance at low revs. And this is very smooth. It pulls really well, very quick to respond on the kick down there, just pulling and going very nicely indeed. There's no engine, there's no lights relating to the engine or anything else, warning lights on the dashboard at all. The only light on there currently is just a low fuel light. So engine, can't fault it, really lovely unit, and obviously not that many miles, so I'd expect it to be good. I mean, they are capable of quite massive miles, which is why you've got to be very careful if you're looking at one which has got no service history, because they take their miles unbelievably well, really do. The engine then goes to the automatic gearbox, and the gearbox, from memory at least, and I think I'm right, originates from the Honda Legend actually, because it's a very tough unit to take the torque of the engine. It's, you know, in the Legend and in the Accords, it's a lovely companion. But you know, just to go through this one, changes gear beautifully. There's no delays, there's no shudders, there's no clonks, bangs, mechanical noises that shouldn't be there. When I do a static test on any automatic gearbox, which is where you really should, put them into neutral and then put them into gear, and there shouldn't be any delays, there shouldn't be any thumps or bangs, you know, into drive or reverse, and there's none at all on this. It's the engagement is absolutely spot on. We've never touched one of these gearboxes, touch wood, and hopefully we never will. They're unbelievably tough mechanically. What isn't an absolute given on any car is the fact that, you know, it works well as a combination, and the engine auto gearbox on these is a brilliant combination. It works beautifully. Driving down the road now, the steering of the car's got no vibrations coming back through the steering wheel that shouldn't be there. There's no, I can't feel anything at all. It tracks absolutely bullet straight. There's no, it doesn't deviate at all from its chosen path. Really brilliant power steering system on the Accord. Got lots of weight to it, but without being overly heavy. But you know, when I'm driving any used car, even Hondas, you know, if they're not being well looked after, sometimes, you know, it'll still steer fine, but you may feel kind of a little bit of looseness, you know, where, you know, might have some bits that are slightly worn and need to be replaced, like track rod ends, but I can't feel a thing. It just feels like a brand new car to drive in terms of the steering. Likewise, the suspension of the car goes about its business really well. The car rides on a higher profile tyre than the GT models, and in my personal opinion, it's all the better for it, because the ride is brilliant, very smooth, and there's no noises coming back up through the suspension. That, again, he'll go over a bump, which is quite right, but I can't feel any kind of shudders or clanks, you know, with, you know, anti-roll bar link arms chattering away underneath. It's unbelievably solid. It is a beautiful car to drive, and on lanes like these, which will test any car, you know, with sudden changes of direction, bumps off camber, it just takes it all in its stride. Really, really good car. So all those things are absolutely fine. Just going to hit the brake pedal, and it's a lovely solid pedal on the car. Brakes straight line, nose dives down straight away, pedals right at the top, no noises back through the brake pedal, no pulsing through the brake pedal or shudders. Again, we suggest that the discs and pads are all in good order underneath, although that's going to be checked after this test drive actually, because it's going to have a pre-delivery inspection mechanically, but it feels absolutely solid, really does. Again, as I drive at speed, I'm listening out for kind of wind noises that shouldn't be there, which may suggest a sort of a seal gone down on a window or windscreen, but it's very hushed, very quiet in here. Look around the dashboard, really good order. Everything works absolutely fine. The display up there for your air conditioning, dual zone climate control, there's no pixelation, everything works absolutely perfectly. Coming down here, really, really high quality controls on the Accords. They are beautifully manufactured cars, they really are, and everything I've pressed works absolutely as it should, which again I would expect, but it's nice to see. Dashboard of the car, classic Honda display, really bold, easy to read instrumentation, and again everything's working exactly as it should. Every readout, the information display is working perfectly, and the temperature gauge, now it's at operating temperature, is a third of the way up the gauge, which is exactly the right point on any Honda car. That's where you want to see them, and it's spot on in here. But I can't fault the car, and if I can, I would, and I do. I just want to check the wipers actually, because there's a real thing of mine. If they smear, I hate it. No, they're all absolutely fine. So no, I can't fault the car. So whether you're coming sort of 5 minutes down the road, or you know, trekking across Europe, you can do so in the knowledge and confidence that the car drives really, really beautifully. I've had a couple of them, so I know what to expect, and this is a really fine example of a truly great car. If I've missed anything on the road test, give us a call and I'll be happy to answer any questions.